Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Serial Gaming here, and we're starting off today with Leon first. So Leon actually get a very decent upgrade. He doesn't really need a lot of rework to make his kit works because the unique part of his kit is still there and is still very good. He's a all-rounded tank, I guess, but so Leon tanking capability is heavily reliant on his EX buff. The idea behind that is that he can provide dark enchant but not to the party, to the enemy, so every non-elemental attack from the enemy will become Dark Bravery attack, and then every Dark Bravery attack from the enemy will be absorbed to the entire party from Leon from any time the enemy does a Bravery attack. So in that situation, it provides a very safe environment for the entire party where they can ignore damage or attack from the enemy itself. The only problem from Leon, as usual, is that if the enemy has a specific element tied to their attack already, and then with this in mind, then Leon is unable to enchant them with Dark Elemental, and their attack will still go through. And of course, if the enemy has a lot of Brave gain in between their turns, and then Leon doesn't really help with that, since Brave gain means that they don't rely on Bravery damage to increase their own Bravery to deal HP attack. So yeah, Leon doesn't protect the party in those situations, but Leon is actually one of the rare units that actually protects all of the party members, and then he also has a counter tied to his kit. Because from what you can see, we have units like Gladiolus, Galoof, or Oren that actually counters, but their protection lies a little bit more on the single target kind of protection. They do have a little bit AoE HP damage reduction, but that's about it. So yeah, I think Leon is a very unique tank, I guess, but his counter is also quite nice to have. A 2-turn counter and heals the entire party. I mean 2 HP attack counter, sorry about that, but it does only 1 HP attack to non-targets, so that's that. And coming up next is actually Vayne. Vayne is, how should I put this? He's not bad, his effort condition is not as hard to fulfill as compared to units like Gabranth, but the problem with Vayne is that he himself is a turn hogger, so you know how we feel about turn hogger in this current era, especially if you're not Tidus. Anyway, the attack that you will spam continuously while using Vayne FR is going to be his skill 2, his EX, and of course his LD. Since all this attack actually unbreak the enemy, and of course with his condition being having to break the enemy, this is the skill that you use the most. So considering that his EX is actually very slow recharge gauge charging, you will not use it very often, and you'll focus more on his skill 2 since EX is limited, LD is limited. So his skill 2 does a single target 3 HP attack, so yeah, definitely not the greatest if you compare with, like I said, Tidus. So I never really used Vayne before in my JP account, and I didn't see too much video about him, but he has a condition which is to break the enemy, so it's quite similar to Gabranth and Cloud of Darkness in that sense, where he can gain the HP damage condition by breaking the enemy. So I'm not sure whether or not the FR condition only happens when the breaking happens on turn, or does off turn do consider as a extra for the HP damage bonus out. If it does, then Sephiroth BT will be extremely helpful in this situation. Imagine a scenario where Vayne can actually spam with his skill 2, and then Sephiroth BT allows 2 units to be broken, and to be reset for their bravery at 1. So Vayne breaking one enemy with his skill 2, his follow-up attack from the BT will actually break the other enemy, which result in him breaking the enemy twice in different times, so it might increase up to 40% rather than just 20%. So I'm not really sure how does that affect, and for example, Vayne also does unbreak the enemy after the first hit of his skill 2. So like, for example, because Sephiroth reset the enemy's bravery to 1, if Vayne breaks the enemy once and then he reset with his skill 2 and then breaks it again, they happen on the same turn, same action and everything, so I'm not sure whether or not it will be considered twice. I'm pretty sure that will be considered, but anyway, yeah. Vayne can work really well with Sephiroth BT regardless, because of course with his BT you don't have to really spam his skill 2, you can focus on his skill 1 as well, which has extra damage since it has the splash. And Vayne also does work really well with Caius, in my opinion, because of Caius' constant capability of able to break the enemy. Although, like I said, since Caius breaks happens a little bit on the side where it's an off-turn break, so I'm not sure how that works, because Vayne doesn't actually follow up with his BT if the enemy is broken by traps or off-turn attack. So yeah, I don't really know how that works, but let's just hope it works directly, because that's really Vayne's whole kit. But since Vayne also has another condition that actually relies on the party taking or dealing melee bravery attack, units like Core, units like Yang will be really well in this situation, since all that does is melee attack. Yeah. Regardless, the problem of Vayne is just the same as before. He doesn't get a rework on his BT follow-up attack, so it's only a single target 2 HP attack. But right now, with a higher potency, he has more tendency to actually manage to cap, I guess. So you can understand the sad part about Vayne is that his BT comes with a condition where he has to break the enemy for his BT follow-up to be active. Whereas Cloud of Darkness doesn't have to, she'll just do her laser from any attack that you dealt. Although Vayne does 2 HP dumps, he does it only on one specific enemy, so that part also makes him sort of similar to Cloud of Darkness if there's 2 enemy presence. So given with that kind of situation, with a situational BT like Vayne and him being a turn hogger, doesn't exactly help Vayne to perform in this era. But yeah, like I said, regardless, if you want to make him work, I think he suits battle as a third party member where you go into BT phase with another character and have Vayne abuse that follow-up attack. And of course, his entire aura is actually quite decent to the entire party too. So yeah, you can actually make use of that. Personally, I think I'm gonna try, because I'm gonna skip Vayne in both of my accounts. I really want to get him in my alternate account, but I just don't have the resources right now. So I think I will try with a Vayne friend, with a Caius, and maybe a Yang in the party. I don't know, but that's my initial plan for now. But I'm gonna have to wait a while until I use Vayne, because you don't get friend support instantly for the character, I guess. But yeah, that's my plan anyway. What about you guys? Are you guys pulling for this character? Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.